With fall approaching, summer driving season is coming to an end and temperatures dipping in much of the country. Gas prices dipping as well, but will they stay lower? Joining us now is Patrick De Haan, GasBuddy, head of petroleum analysis. Patrick, always good to see you. Let's just start big picture, Patrick. Where are gas prices right now nationally, and where do you see them headed in kind of, let's call it near intermediate term, Patrick?
Well, Josh, for at least now, the national average is down for 6 straight weeks already. So nice ending to the summer. Now that we're getting into cooler weather, that downward streak is continuing. We expect that the national average will eventually fall below that $3 a gallon mark for the first time since 2021. Now, keep in mind, a lot of what we're seeing is seasonal. That is, gas prices would likely go down this time of year, regardless of if oil was stable or even rising. Americans just don't drive as much in fall. As some loss of allure of putting the boat in the lake when the air temperatures start dropping to the 50s and 60s. So less demand. We're also switching back to cheaper winter gasoline. That's something that can happen Monday of next week. And then the double dose of oil prices that have fallen to $65 a barrel, certainly going to help accelerate this train, this locomotive that's moving. We expect the national average, as I mentioned, is likely going to fall below $3 a gallon here in the next couple of weeks.
What would be some upside risks, though, to consider there, Patrick?
Oh, certainly one sitting in the Gulf of Mexico right now. Certainly Tropical Storm Florence, actually Francine. There's a lot of different names to get in hurricane season, but Francine is something that we continue to monitor. A couple of refineries scaling back in preparation. Hurricane season still likely to be very busy. There's a couple other areas of interest. So while Francine, being a relatively low storm, may not impact prices, that hurricane season is something to keep an eye on, at least for the next few weeks. And of course, there's always the possibility that the Middle East could see violence at a moment's notice. In addition, one wild card, we saw it overnight. Ukraine continues to go after Russia with drones. When those drones attack refineries, that can lead to a little bit of upside to oil and refined products.
You know, Patrick, we always talk about gas prices nationally. Let's break it down, though, a little bit more. Where are gas prices highest right now?
Well, Josh, you can see it a little bit in the map behind me. California, glowing yellow, that is the nation's highest gasoline price. Prices there still well over the $4 a gallon mark, although if you use an app like GasBuddy, you can find it under 4. The entire West Coast still, especially Northern California. In fact, we're talking about the national average having gone down 6 straight weeks. But if you're in Northern California, the Bay Area, even areas of Southern Oregon, there have been some refinery glitches that have pushed prices up there. Washington State, Oregon, of course, Hawaii, and Alaska also still amongst the pricier states.
All right, so highest in my native California, Patrick. I'm just curious, where are they lowest?
Well, again, the graphic behind me, you could just about head anywhere in the Gulf Coast and see some of those low prices. In fact, 12 states below $3 a gallon. I picked out a station the other day, rather incredibly, in Mississippi, $2.38 a gallon for a cash price, and that was a couple of days ago. So you're seeing a flood of those sub $3 a gallon prices predominantly throughout much of the South.
How important, Patrick, are prices at the pump in terms of just shaping and impacting how consumers feel, consumer sentiment?
I mean, it's huge. Whether you need gasoline or not, when you go by the gas station, it's kind of economic sentiment for how you feel, the barometer for how you feel about the broader economy. And these lower prices, these sub $3 prices, are sure to boost consumer sentiment here going into the fall. Biggest question is, will the Fed deliver on a rate cut that'll help Americans start feeling a little bit better about the cost of borrowing as well?
Patrick, always great to see you. Thanks for hopping on the show.
Thanks, Josh.